Hello everyone, this is your friend Shripal Gandhi, and just like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, I am back again. This is the last session of this season, KMM 2021, and we have had a beautiful session, first 6 sessions. We all started this journey in 2021 of Keep Moving Movement with our first session, which was on Socho, Born to Win, right? Very powerful session in that we really learned that we are cut out for big things in life. Then in second session, we learned that we are really the kind of circle we have, the kind of friends we have, they define us. And we learned the importance of champ friends. Then we learned communication is such a big superpower we can have to live a great life. Then we learned about 10 magical mindsets which are needed to live a great life. And what was the fifth session was on? Decision making, right? Because the decision we make today will define our tomorrow, will define our future. Fifth session. What was the sixth session? There are so many things going great guns in our life, which are our 90%, which are our blessings. 10% here and there, some trifle, some struggle, some problem, some challenges will be there. But what is the formula of life? All those math experts listening here, 90 plus 10% is not 100%, but 90 plus 10% is 90 plus 10% again. That 10% will become a part of life, and that 10% will help us create history. So now, having understood we are born to win, and having got so much ammunition, so many tools, so many secrets, so many superpower, what are we going to discuss today? And today's session is on I am a forest inside a seed. Now let me ask you this question. If you were to define a power of human potential, is there any way you can define? Is there any yardstick? Is there any benchmark? Is there any barometer? No, right? Absolutely, we cannot define human potential. We cannot really box that this is how one can do in one life. Today's session is on that. Because once we understand this, that all of us are seed, but one day we will become a forest. Journey is very important. Journey is going to be fun and it will be worth it. So let me tell you something very interesting. There is nothing ridiculous than a great person, an intelligent person, a smart person explaining a stupid idea. Has it happened with you? हुआ है क्या कभी ऐसा? That someone who you really look up to or someone who is super smart, but what he is talking, you are thinking, अरे क्या बात कर रहा है? What is he talking or what she is talking? Is it even making sense to you? But you know what? All the prodigies, all the genius people, once in their lifetime have done something similar, wherein they explain something which was so stupid. And I heard one such idea from a psychologist when the psychologist said, you are a product of your potty training. Yes, I am talking about POTTY, potty training. You are like, my God, Shripal, what are you talking about? Now visualize a mother is dragging a child to the toilet and she's telling the child, sit. Then what is the next step? करो, do it. नहीं आ रही है. कैसे नहीं आ रही है? करो. Child is trying to do thing. He's looking at the mother. Child doesn't want to sit. Child wants to go away. Child wants to run because child doesn't know that you can induce bowel movement. For him, it's just as natural as the way we breathe. Child still looks at the mother. Mother looks at her eyes and like big eyes, very sharp. Mother is looking at the child. कैसे नहीं आई? बैठो. Child says, okay. Child sits for a few minutes. नहीं आ रही है मम्मा. कैसे नहीं आ रही है? Child realizes that now what do I do? Mother says, नहीं करना ही पड़ेगा. Child is still not listening. And there are some of us who are very naughty, absolute resistance to whatever instructions we have been told. absolute non-cooperation movement. But they underestimate the power of mother. जब तक आएगी नहीं तब तक हिलोगे नहीं. Now there is no chance. So finally, child sits there and produces the gift which the society demands the child to produce. And then what does the society do? Flushes it out. It is trashed. So at that maturity of that child, he doesn't understand this. This is the first experience in their life of a social pressure. And you know what it does? Because in our society, we are taught to believe that if our mother or father, our teachers are happy, then we are doing the right job. But he doesn't understand. Sometime, few children are there, they are sitting and it's not coming. कितना भी जोर लगा के ऐशा किया तो भी नहीं आ रहा है. Then क्या करे? Then in that case, mother is very angry. And the child feels disappointed because he feels that he let her mother down. Listen to me very carefully. What happens in all these things? Something is happening here in child's mind. Child starts to believe that if I don't do this, then she gets disappointed. And this is the first experience they start feeling of a society pressure. कि लोग क्या कहेंगे? That's why there is this Hindi saying, सबसे बड़ा रोग कि क्या कहेंगे लोग. It is so true. And slowly, it starts to become a part of our habit, our behavior. Sometimes we want to take some risk. Sometimes we want to take some decisions. Sometimes we want to go talk to somebody, but we feel if they reject, if we don't succeed, and this starts to create a lot of fear of failure. And this creates a big block and limits us from living a great life. We are a product of our potty training. Interesting, isn't it? Think about it. So there is a book called Secret of Happiness. In that book, the author writes, we are appreciated, we are praised 30,000 times till the age of 18 years. Sadly, 90% of those praises, those appreciations, those pats, we get them during our first 3 years of our life. And do you know something another interesting? The complete contrast. How many times we get criticized? How many times we get blamed? How many times we are told this is not the right thing, this is a mistake, this is a failure? 250,000 times. 2.5 lakh bar. We are told that you are not good enough till the age of 18. What is this doing? Somewhere we start to believe that maybe we shouldn't take risk. Maybe there is because of fear of failure. And it starts to become a part of our life because this is how the society, this is how we are brought up. And that's why you see, where is our focus? When we grow up, whether it is our father, mother, teachers, where is our focus? Our focus is on the subjects where we are great, or our focus is on the subject which are weak. They have a very good intent. They want us to improve, but the focus is on the weak subject. The focus is on the areas where we are prone to make more mistakes. The focus is on the areas wherein they believe that we can fail. And sooner or later, it becomes a part of our life. Then it comes to studies. Tomorrow, it is a first job. Where is the focus? When it is about annual appraisal, the focus is on what went right and what went wrong, but more so what went wrong. This could have been done better. This is where you goofed up, etc., etc. Very, very important thing. That's why the psychologists say to neutralize one negative sentence, one negative remark, you need 5 positive sentences just to neutralize one sentence, one negative sentence. That's why negative sentences, negative remarks are so powerful. And we need 5 times more efforts to neutralize them. Why am I sharing all this? Because through this journey, based on what I explained right now, that is the reason 99% of the people die as a seed. And only 1% of them go on to become a forest. The truth of life is actually all of us are a seed and can become forest. Yet less than 1% people go on to become a forest. So this is the time to realize that I am the seed which has the potential to become a forest. And when does this happen? Let's discuss some stories. Right? Ready? Let's do it. If you were asked, who is the most important person in your life? What will be your answer? Think about it. Father, mother, teachers? No, not at all. Most important person need not be someone who loves you. In my case, when I got 48% in 5th grade, 53% in 6th grade, and then I met a professor who changed my life because he believed in me. The most important person, my dear friend, in all our life is someone who believes in us. So let me ask you this question. Don't you think I am the smartest person you might have met on the planet? Right? Some of you are nodding up. Correct, Shripal. Some of you are still thinking. Take your time. Jokes apart. The most important person in your life is someone who believes in you. Look at your screen. Here's the lady. Her name is Ada Yonath. She is from Israel. She is a Jew and she won Nobel Prize in 2019 for her groundbreaking, outstanding work when it comes to creating, understanding, defining the functions and the structure of ribosome, what we also call RNA. Because she believed that there is so much potential. If she can crack this problem, she can really change the world and she can really do something, create something and create a big impact on this humanity. Do you know something? During one of the interview, she was asked, right, so how did you do this? How did you become a Nobel laureate? How was your journey like? She smiled and then she says something very, very profound. She says, I am a Jew, J-E-U, and less than 0.2% of the world's population is Jew. But do you know something very interesting? 22% of the Nobel Prizes are won by Jews. Is it a coincidence? Can it be sheer luck? Or there is something more meaningful to it? Then she answered, during our childhood, since our childhood, we are taught that life will not be easy. There will be challenges, there will be difficulties, there will be a tough patch. But every single opportunity is an opportunity. Every single challenge, every single obstacle is an opportunity for us to grow. There is a saying that when two Jew people meet, they ask 3 questions. You know why? Because that's how Jews are trained. That's how their upbringing is. For everything they have opinion. For everything they can ask questions. So once Ada Yonath was visiting India, and during the interaction, she asked, in India, how many marks students get for asking questions? I repeat what she said. How many marks do you get in India for asking a question? Not only answering, but for asking a question. Because only a questioning mind can think outside the box, right? Because first time someone thought only birds are flying, can we create something wherein a human being can also fly? And Wright brothers invented aeroplanes. Only a questioning mind can think like this. And that's how they developed also a questioning mind. For everything they started questioning. And no wonder, right? 22% of the Nobel Prizes go to Jews. Very, very profound. During childhood, they are taught life is not going to be easy. And that's how they are trained. And that makes all the difference, my dear friend. Then she goes on and narrates about her own journey, her own story. And she says something so beautiful. She says, for 16 years, I was not given a promotion. Which means same salary, same place, just keep working. None of her colleagues, peers, department head, while she was doing her research, believed that this is the project she should work on. They really believed that cracking this ribosome RNA is almost impossible. Nobody has done it till now in the entire world because they are so small you can't even see it. You need a different, very high resolution machine called X-ray crystallography, and she developed that technology, X-ray crystallography, to really understand the structure and the functions of ribosome, and that changed humanity. Because ribosomes are something which leads to proteins, and this is how the protein factories are created. And these factories, once we understand the structure and the functionality of protein, then all the diseases which we encountered in our life, with right kind of treatment, with right kind of understanding, with right kind of proteins, they can be healed. Isn't it a phenomenally impactful work? 16 years, nobody believed. She kept on going. 16 years, no salary, she kept on going. 16 years, nobody believed in her. Nobody believed in her. And after 16 years, she get awarded as the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. And do you know something? She is probably one of the very few women where it says that she is someone who changed the science. What a title to get, right? She is someone who changed the science. That is the kind of a breakthrough research and innovative work she did. Nobody believed in her. Nobody trusted her. Then also she tells in that same interview that, do you know something? You need to trust what's burning inside you. You need to trust your own inner voice. And you need to trust yourself. And then she says, the most important person in your life is you. And you need to trust yourself. What a phenomenal lady. What a phenomenal lady. And like this, my dear friend, world is full of people who have their own stories. And I am not talking about Narendra Modi, I am not talking about Steve Jobs, I am not talking about Mahendra Singh Dhoni here. I am talking about ordinary people who went on to become extraordinary, which probably you and I may not even know. I am talking about these people, their stories, their journeys. Nobody believed in them, nobody trusted them, but still they made their life count. So let's discuss some more stories. Are you all ready? Because stories are something which excites us, which enchants us, which gives us some meaning, which gives us some message to live our life, right? So let's discuss some more stories, some more personalities, and see what we can learn from each. Is it true that I am a seed which has the potential to become a forest? The first one, some of you may know, Thomas Alva Edison. One of those days when he was coming back from school, teacher handed over an envelope and said, do not give it to anybody but your mother. So when Edison came back home and handed over the envelope to his mother, and when mother opened the envelope, pulled out the letter, and as she was reading the letter, a curious Edison asked mother, what is it there, what my teacher has written? And the mother reads like this, your son is genius. We don't have good teachers and this school is too small for him. Please teach him by yourself. Days pass by, months pass by, year pass by. his mother eventually died. And on one of those days when you are cleaning the old belongings, so he just opened the drawer, and in that drawer, he found this old envelope which he had given to his mother when he was in his school. He opened the envelope, he pulled that letter out, and he saw, "Your child is adult, we cannot keep him in the school, please take him away immediately." Your child is adult? What is adult? Adult means you cannot structure your thoughts, you cannot think properly. That is why you are called adult. And who was this? For whom this was written? Thomas Alva Edison. He cried that day for hours together, profusely, that what had happened, what he was. And then he writes in his autobiography that Thomas Alva Edison was addled, but thanks to a hero mother, he became the man of the century and a phenomenal innovator who has changed the world. Because his mother trusted him completely. Because his mother believed in him completely. My dear friends, ये होता है क्या आपके साथ? Sometimes someone might tell you in the class, "Hey, you are a champ. Hey, you are very smart. Hey, you are very clever." What do we do in those moments? Do we just let it go like this? Or we catch that statement? That's why, they say it so beautifully, growth is not taught, growth is caught. That when someone said, "Shripal, you can actually top the class," and I was among the bottom few in the class, but I held on to that belief, I held on to that statement, I showed respect to my teacher, cooperated fully, and it changed my life. Think about it. There may be scenarios in your life, some situations in your life, when somebody comes and just keep their hands on your shoulder and pats you. Believe in them. Have complete trust in them. Do not doubt. Do not have any questions. Do not question their trust, because it is for your own good. Thomas Alva Edison, my dear friend. So let me give you another extraordinary anecdote. So once a great scientist was interviewed by a news reporter, and he was asked how you were able to achieve so much than a normal average person. He responded that it all came from a lesson which his mother taught him when he was a young child. And he was trying to take a bottle of milk out of the refrigerator when he lost the grip and spilled the entire milk content on the kitchen floor. His mother, instead of scolding him, कि क्या किया है? अभी तोड़ दिया पूरा, पानी गिरा दिया, दूध गिरा दिया. What a wonderful mess you have made. I have rarely seen such a puddle of milk. His mother replied, "Well, the damage is already done. Now, beta, would you like to get down and play in the milk before we clean it up?" The child is thinking. And then indeed, he did play in that puddle of milk and had a great time. After a few minutes, his mother continued, whenever you make a mess like this, eventually you have to clean it up, right? Who else will clean it up? Who created the mess? You created the mess, right? So you only need to clean it up. So how would you like to do that? Would you like a towel or a sponge or a mop? What do you really prefer? After they finished cleaning up the milk, then his mother said, "What we have here is failed experiment. Failed experiment of how to carry a big bottle with two tiny hands. So that's a failed experiment." Then mother says, "Let's go in the backyard, let's fill the bottle with the water and see if you can discover a way to carry it without dropping from your hand." And to their surprise, the child did it. Child was able to carry it, hold it with the both hands. And then something very beautiful happens. So mother, instead of scolding the child, created an opportunity to learn from that failed experiment, and child in the process discovered how to hold a bottle with his two little hand. The child grows, becomes a scientist. What a wonderful lesson, right? The scientist then remarked that it was at that moment that he knew he did not have to be afraid to make mistakes. Instead, he learned that mistakes are just opportunities for learning something new, which, after all, is what scientific experiments are all about, right? Some things click, some things don't click. What doesn't click, you learn from it. Again, you change the experiment. Again, you invent something. Again, you try. Few things click, few things don't click. And like that, one day you invent something which is a breakthrough innovation. Isn't it beautiful, my dear friend? How do we look at failure? Because every failure is an opportunity to learn. Let me give you a few more examples. Maybe examples of someone, very ordinary people, which you and I might not have heard. Have you heard about Rani Rampal? You know, she came from an abject poverty. She created waves for India in Olympics, in hockey. But if you look at her background, she did not even have clock in her house. Her mother had to look at the sky every single morning and wake her up to prepare herself for training. And now she goes on to play for India and create waves in Olympics. Another athlete is Vandana Kataria. She came from, again, a very humble background, from a very small village where she was not even allowed to play hockey. Everybody discouraged. All family members discouraged her to play hockey. All villagers also did not like because she was playing hockey. You know how she would practice? She would get up. She would go a little outside the village. She did not even have money to buy hockey. She would take the branches of trees, and with those branches she will practice her hockey. And now this player goes on to score maximum in Olympics when it comes to hockey. Ordinary, nobody trusted her, nobody believed her. She believed in herself, and that made all the difference. Inside every seed there is a forest. Another interesting example I could give is of this lady. Her name is Haimavati. If you see, it's very touching experience just to know about her. At the age of 19, she was married to a widower who was 5 times of her age. And when she was 12, her husband died, and everybody looked at her as a bad woman, as a misfortune. In fact, even her mother told her, her own mother told her that you are a bad omen. At that age, tender age of 12 years, everybody is looking at her that you are a misfortune, you are a bad woman. What do you do in that case? Do you listen to them or you listen to your inner voice? Do you trust them or you trust yourself? She decides to trust herself, studies further, goes on to medical school and tops the class there. Where nobody from the girl fraternity, no female had topped the class that time. And in fact, because she topped the class, there was a protest, there was a strike of all the boys in the college that she should not be awarded a gold medal. Haimavati, she was awarded a silver medal, though she came first. Got married at 9, husband died at 12. Did it stop her? Whom did she trust? Who believed in her? No one was there, but she believed in herself. Every seed has a potential to become a forest. And then you have another phenomenal example of Muthulakshmi. Have you heard about her? सुना है क्या इनके बारे में? Muthulakshmi Reddy. And she is someone again very inspiring personality. When she would go to school, she was not allowed to go and sit in front of teachers. She was allowed only on one condition, that she would go and sit behind the curtains. Because she was a girl, and two, she was a daughter of a Devdasi, who are considered God's offering, who are considered not someone who can get married. And this lady, from that background, wherein everybody would look at her from a very different angle, she goes on and creates her mark. The Child Marriage Restraint Act was passed in 1929, partly thanks to her. She also introduced legislation against the exploitative Devdasi women and created a system where they could get shelters, where they could go, stay, study, learn, and finally earn. And finally, she also set up an Adyar Cancer Institute in Chennai. Today, institute still runs successfully. Only 40% of the beds are paid, 60% of the beds are general beds, and they are given for free lodging, free boarding, free treatment. Every single year, more than 1,40,000 follow-up sessions happen there, and more than 15,000 people get treatment for their cancer. What an impact! Who believed in her? Who trusted her? No one. She trusted herself. Every seed has a potential to become a forest. See on your screen, from Ada Yonath to Thomas Alva Edison, to everyone whom we discussed today, and their own stories, because they trusted themselves. Isn't it? These are the people who made noise with their deeds instead of giving up and remaining silent. Do not take up the space they were told by the world. They ran around and success chased them. They not only ensured that they did well, but they also ensured that this world is a better place to live in. And throughout this entire journey, nobody believed in them. Nobody trusted them. They trusted themselves and made this life count. So we looked at so many great stories, and we learned something so beautiful, that because they trusted themselves fully, they were able to create history. Let me ask you a question. What really limits our trust? Sometimes, why we are not able to trust ourselves? It is never the limit of the knowledge that limits us. And it is also never the limit of our physical capacity that limits us. Always, it is our inner voice. It is our self-talk. What do we talk to ourselves that limits us? It is our courage that limits us. Sometimes it is our willingness to commit that limits us. Sometimes it is our belief in our ability to learn that limits us. Sometimes it is our belief in our ability to change and adapt that limits us, isn't it? These are the few things which limits us. But at the same time, these are not skills, these are not knowledge, and these are definitely not physical capacity that limits our trust. So let's make our determination stronger than our excuses. Can we do this? Because when we do this, then only we can really change our internal limits here. And once we believe to change, once we are ready to change our internal limits here, then we can move mountains. Game on. Or you want to quit the game? Game on, right? Let's move the mountain. Let's conquer all these challenges and let's gain all the trust. Let it not limit ourselves, our own potential. Now you may be wondering, Shripal, so we understood that we are a product of potty training. Potty training, that's very important, okay? Don't forget that. Then we understood how, because of that, how our mind is structured over a span of time because of the upbringing, wherein there is a fear of failure, there may be fear of failure, and sometimes it creates a block and that limits our potential. And then we looked at series of personalities, then we discussed very, very inspiring stories, real life stories, who, because they trusted themselves fully, created history. And even though today, even if they are not there, we are still taking their name in this session. What a beautiful life to live, right? Wherein you can leave some legacy behind, even if you are gone. Then we realize that trusting ourselves is very important. But what limits our trust? So we discuss those things. So how to build trust? Every tough phase is a big opportunity to build our own trust. Sometimes the situation at home may not be very conducive to study. Maybe a tough phase is going on. Let's look at COVID. Let's say somebody has had COVID in the family and it may not be very easy to study, may not be the ideal environment to study. In that moment, how do we study? If we can study well, we will be able to gain solid trust. Tough phase. Bouncing back. I got less scores. Now I want to really do something miraculously well. And I want to really surprise myself and I want to rise in my own eyes, because that's one of the best way to build trust. Bounce back in life. Tough phase. Bouncing back in life. Difficult project. Sometimes whether it is a school project, drawing project, math project, science project, or maybe something at home, it may not be very easy, it may not come naturally to you. But my dear friend, in those moments, what you do, that's real you, that defines you, that will define your future. And that will build a trust if you can pull it off. Take help, find resources, but somehow, if you can crack that difficult project and do something meaningful out of it, you will develop trust. Tough phase, bouncing back, difficult project, challenging situation. Sometimes things may not go as what you are looking for. Sometimes there may be situation in life, whether it is in school, tomorrow you will graduate, you may not anticipate something, but life is like this. It is uncertain, you never know what's going to come. Right? That's why in that movie Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks says, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Challenging situation हो सकता है sometime, but in that moment, in that situation, how do you behave? How do you handle that situation will build your trust. That's why they say, no, we shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome one day. Like that, maybe sing that song. But challenging situation है, कोई issue नहीं, overcome करेंगे, we will overcome. Building the trust. And lastly, my dear friends, an immaculate, an exclusive ability which only human beings are bestowed is our ability to help others. No other creations can help. Human beings can help. So other people. So sometimes is it your friend who is little weak in some certain subject where you are very strong, walking to him and maybe asking me, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Or can I help you in this? Can I help you in solving this problem? Sometimes it is somebody's health is not okay. Checking them, asking them, maybe shall I bring some medicine? Shall I bring some coconut water? Wherever it is possible, think about ways to help people. Because when you do this, you will not realize, but it is almost like a magic. You will realize your trust in yourself is going up significantly. Your trust may be here, but by doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the way you handle every challenge, every tough phase, every bounce back, every difficult project, and every time you get an opportunity to help, you can build your trust. Very easy. Another way to build trust is when you give yourself 100% and little more. Because it is like this, right? You know, water boils at what temperature? For all of you who are super smart, science enthusiasts here, 88, 99, 100, 101, 100, right? So let's say if I have a water at 99 degrees C, will that water have energy to pull the entire train which has got 10 or 12 bogies? And now just 1 degree shift, it becomes 100 and 101 now, and it becomes steam, and it can really have power to pull the entire train with 10 or 12 bogies and drive the engine. That is like giving 100% and little more. So everything, whatever you do, right? Give yourself 100% and a little more. A homework, if you are doing it with so much style, proper, spick and span, be ready with even stuff what teacher has not asked. That is like giving 100% and little more. You went home, now you have decided to be organized. So everything, whatever you do, your desk, your study desk, your shoe rack, nobody has told you, but you go and not only keep your shoes properly, but also some other shoes are not there properly kept. You also pick them and keep it properly. 100% and little more. You encountered a situation in life which you did not anticipate. Maybe a subject, you got little less score. Giving 100% and little more will make it very, very meaningful, and you will be able to build trust, develop trust. Another way to build trust is by assuming responsibility for our choices. What does it really mean? Sometimes we take decisions, right? It's like if I decide to go this way, but I am not reaching my destination, who has to assume the responsibility? It is me, right? Because I took this decision. I need to be responsible and assume complete responsibility for my choices, for my decisions. I chose to take admission in science. I chose to take admission in arts. I chose to take admission in commerce. Then I cannot blame anybody. It is my choice, right? If I assume responsibility for my choices, I can build my trust. And lastly, my dear friend, when you are kind where you could have been rude, again you build trust, because then you know you are in complete control of your emotions. Sometimes parents might tell you something, sometimes you may be right, sometimes you may be wrong, but in those moments, how do you react, how do you respond to them will determine how much trust you have built. If you can, in those moments, even if you are right or wrong, but remain grounded and remain kind, where you could have become rude, you will end up becoming trustworthy. You will develop trust. You know, because people trusting us and we trusting ourselves, both are equally important, because trust creates thirst. When this symbiotic thing happens, that you are trusting yourself, people are also trusting you, then that trust creates thrust in your life. It builds velocity, it builds momentum. You feel that you are going through a flow in life, you are going through a purple patch in your life. Everything you touch is becoming a gold. Everything you are studying, you are able to grasp so easily. You are giving any exam, you are able to score very well. Trust creates thrust. People trusting you and you trusting yourself. Another thing is, can you go to DMart and says 2 किलो ट्रस्ट दो, क्या भाव है बताओ? पॉसिबल है क्या? और किसी के साथ झगड़ा कर सकते हो क्या? और कैन यू गेट ट्रस्ट? कैन यू स्टील ट्रस्ट? कैन यू बोरो ट्रस्ट? झगड़ा करके लेके आएगा, कुछ भी हुआ तो मेरे को चाहिए, बोला था ना तेरे को, अभी 2 किलो ट्रस्ट दे चल. कर सकता है क्या है? कैन यू डू दिस? कैन यू डिमांड ट्रस्ट? Can you go on and earn trust of someone whom you deeply care? Someone whom you really love? Can you go and earn their trust? Can you also go on and earn the trust of a relationship you really are looking to develop? Do something. Write what you think about them. Be very genuine in your heart. Be very expressive. Connect with them. Okay, go on, and can you earn a trust of yourself by doing things which probably you might not have thought that you will be able to do it? Because when you earn your trust, no, then life is beautiful. When you don't earn your trust, you feel like a social orphan. So, my dear friend, do you think to develop trust, to build trust, lot of resources are required? और यू थिंक कि रिसोर्स रहा नहीं रहा चलेगा लेकिन ट्रस्ट तो मैं बना ही लेगा? इज इट लाइक दैट? लेट्स एक्सप्लोर टुगेदर. So let's look at three scenarios, right? Big resource, no trust. So in that case, you start rich because big resource, but live poor because no trust. Second scenario is big resource and full trust. This is a very powerful combination. Start rich, live rich, become richer. Second scenario. What is the third scenario? No resource, only trust. No resource, only trust. What happens in that case? Start poor, become rich, live richer. Isn't it beautiful? So did you see something? In all three scenarios, it doesn't really matter what is your resource. Whether you have zero resource, less resource, more resource, doesn't really matter. Your starting may change or may be different, but eventually you can earn trust and you can live a richer life. And rich is not necessarily only in terms of money. It can be rich life in terms of love, laughter, trust, gratitude, great relationships, fulfillment, satisfaction. What it means is you are not dependent on the resource you have in hand. As long as you are willing to put enough efforts to build that trust, you will go on to live a great life. And lastly, my dear friends, whatever happens, never break anyone's trust. Because that's the worth of your character. That really determines who you are. Whatever happens, you will not break anybody's trust. Isn't it a powerful session? You all started 6 sessions back, this is 7th session, born to win, and now I am a forest inside a seed. We learnt about so many stories today, and we learned that because everybody who trusted themselves fully, they could create history and they could become a forest. You don't want to become that 99% who die as a seed. You want to become that 1% who goes on to become a forest. Trust life fully. Whatever happens, everything in life is an opportunity for you to learn and evolve. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is not good, sometimes there are great times, sometimes there are not great times, sometimes it is high, sometimes it is low. Sometimes it feels like कहाँ फंस गया, sometimes it is like why me? मेरे साथ ही क्यों होता है? In all those moments, remember these words. Trust life. Because when you doubt yourself, no, you doubt life. When you trust yourself, you trust life. You know, it is like this. Even if you are buried, it is because your destiny is to become a forest and not of a seed. My dear friends, may you all go on to become that forest of your dream, which not only has inspired so many other trees, so many other seed who looks at you and says, I also want to become like that. Because the power of a seed is, the seed when it is buried, it starts to draw some nourishment from earth, some nourishment from water. It takes some minerals from here and there. Then it starts sprouting and it turns into a little sapling. And that sapling now goes on in few months or few years to become a tree. Eventually, it gives a fruit which has seeds, and those seeds in turn again go on through the entire same process and becomes more and more trees. And like that, very soon we don't realize that it was that one seed, but now it is a big forest. That is the power of a human life. That is the power of you and me. You and me right now may be seed, but we definitely are a forest within that seed. With this, let's live this life so miraculously well that in turn we inspire millions of others through our deeds more than the words. And in this whole journey, I am more than willing to be your friend. I am your friend. If you need any help, Keep Moving movement is there in your life. It has come like a blessing. There is a reason why you and I are together. There is a reason why Keep Moving movement and you are together in this journey. If you need any help, any support, any situations, any difficulties you encounter, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you so much. It's been an incredible journey. I wish you all the best. And let's live a life. एक ही तो life है यार. In this one life, even if the concept of rebirth exists, you will not be born as you, I will not be born as I, Shripal will not be born as Shripal, you will not be born as you. In this complexion, in this name, in this family, in this city, in this country, this is our only chance to live our life. Because now we know it's not only born to win, but now we are a forest within that seed. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.